tuning in to the Val and Val Show, where conversation is art. Conversation is art. Conversation is art. You should chime in. Ain't no telling what to spark on the Val and Val Show. Ain't no telling the Val and Val Show. You know, ain't no telling where we go on the Val and Val Show. Ain't no ceiling, cause the art of conversation is the flow. It's that creativity available when we speak, available in our homes, available in the streets. We just trying to get it sparking and take it a little deeper. Keep it casual while fireside chatting with our people. Yeah, we take it a little deeper. It get hot when we fireside chatting with our people. Cause conversation is art. Conversation is art. You should chime in. Ain't no telling what'll spark on the Val. The Val and Val Show. The Val and Val Show.
Well, hello everyone. I am alone again. Valton is not here, so it's just the Val and not both Vals. So, hope everything's going great. Everybody's doing awesome. I'm doing well. I got to share this with everybody. So, I may be looking down when I bring my guest on, but look, Birmingham, look. We got an awesome guy coming on. He doesn't like for people to, you know, really lift him up and talk about what he does, but you need to give honor where honor is due. And this person is so humble in sharing his gifts, what he knows with other people to help them, as he says, reach their goals. So tonight I have the honor of having that fireside chat with someone who's become a good friend to me. He and his wife, the illustrious Kim Scott. And if you don't know that name, Google it. Just put Kim Scott Flute, and that's all you need to know. However, we are church members. And as I said, he's my friend. But look, I view him as a boss entrepreneur, content creator guru, and he's also a professional bag carrier. And you'll learn more about that as we talk. He has been in this business for over 20 years in marketing and media, and he's a community-based leadership. He is known as Strick, but his government name is Stephan Strickland. He's hosted a radio show on 95.7 Jams for 13 years. I mean, he's the marketing media director at New Rising Star Church in East Lake, where the pastor is Thomas Beavers. And you all, if you don't know, we got a Boss Media program there. And he's also the creator of the jazz radio program Block Party Radio. And that just happens to be his beautiful wife's Kim Scott show. And it airs in over 20 markets. So if you want to know something about creating content and also maybe making a little change while you're doing it, this is the man. So y'all, just without further ado, come on in the room. DJ Strick, and all the other things you'll know about. Look, Pastor Strick.
You gotta add doctor on there. You gotta add doctor on there.
Excuse me, doctor. I should have put that. Look, I started to put that picture on the
I
flyer.
know, right?
Okay, well, look, Strick, we gotta start with the fun stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
If you all noticed, the flyer was actually orange with blue. Now, Strick was born in Opelika, Alabama, so I'm gonna let all of you people that are true Alabama people, y'all can figure that out. So to recognize and honor our guest's beginnings and the team that he's loyal to, I made his flyer.
Val, you giving out a little bit too much information. You giving my government name and the city I was born in. Like, it don't take too much information. Everybody else will be running around and figuring out they're Stephen Strickland too.
What? No, they won't. They already know who you are. So you're
There you
well
go.
known. You've been
There
in the
you
Birmingham scene. And look, and then you're traveling out the country with your wife. You ain't hardly unknown. You might want to be.
No,
but
they
you are
know
not.
they know me as Strick, so
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. And I want to say this before we get started. Thank you for the invitation.
Of
I
course.
promise you I don't do this for everybody, but when you asked me to come on, like, I did my best to find the best time to come, and it's tonight. So I said, hey, I wanted to do this, hang out with you. I wanted to hang out with both of Val. So definitely send Val to my love as well.
I will.
Hopefully he gets a chance to see this, and very much so respect him. I respect Valton so much. I've been rehearsing my tone to be able to talk to him on the show.
I tell him. I tell him. Well, you know, they're having a Kappa province today. So they're
Okay.
having the big Kappa thing, but he was gonna try to break away. But you know how it is when they get together. That's
Yeah, I
you
know how
say
it
that,
is.
but you don't get to. So
Yeah.
look, I get to grill you myself.
Come on, let's do it.
I get to grill you. So with that being said, so what's been going on? Other than
So
you traveling all over the world with Kim, I had to look at her schedule to try to say when I could ask you to be
listen.
on.
So for people that don't know, my wife is a jazz flutist, and she actually has the number one Billboard song for 2022 for the whole year called "Shine," and she's local here, of course, to Birmingham, or she's out of Birmingham, but she's an international jazz flutist. And I get an opportunity, I say this all the time, to carry her bags. Like that's what I do. I kind of manage her traveling and all the other kind of stuff. But because of her schedule this year, Val, I'm not going to be able to make every show. Like we have
Wow.
other people that travel with her when I can't go. So I'm thankful that we do have a team that's growing to support her because I just can't do it all. She's even doing 14 days in Africa. Guess what, Val? I can't go to Africa.
You not?
I
Oh my
can't.
goodness. I just knew you were going to Africa.
Nah. So the deal is it's 14 days, and I can go to foreign countries, but I can't go to foreign countries for 14 days. I have a lot of stuff to do, and that would be a lot of time off for me. Like I would really
Oh
I
yeah.
would really be
Hey.
stressing out on not doing some of my normal things, normal work. Not that I couldn't do it, and I probably could get away, but I wanted our youngest is going to be going with her, and he would definitely be able to enjoy that experience much more than I would.
Well, that's great. Hey, because you know who'll be flipping out if you gone 14 days. We ain't gonna call no names on
Right,
that.
right, right, right.
Well, yeah. So that's great. I mean, it's awesome. I actually shared today with Kim being number two. I was telling people to support her to stream so she could move up to number one and everything. So with that being said, so Strick, tell us about what's going on in your life. What's happening in the Strick world?
So, sometimes it's hard to figure out where to start. Like, I really, Val, to be honest with you, I don't tell everybody everything that I do. But of course, I can't get away from what's behind me on the wall, the YouTube money making machine. So, I decided a couple of months ago that I wanted to take some of this information I've learned from content creation and doing video. I wanted to be able to share that with people. So this Saturday at 10 a.m., I'm doing a absolutely free workshop. It's free for people. And I'm saying that because sometimes people look at, content creators and coaches and all these people, and you know that it's very expensive to get great tutelage and coaching. But in this case, I wanted to at least establish some stuff for some people to let you know what you can learn. So we're going to take hour and a half, 2 hours to kind of go down the rabbit hole on how to create engaging videos. Like that's very important. A lot of times people don't understand what it really takes to do real engaging videos. So I'm going to give you the basics on that. And
Well,
then
that's great.
yeah. It's one of those things that if someone could give you small little tools to help you get to the next level, some of the things that you're just completely unaware of, if you just do one little thing differently, it could change how you're seen. And that's what I like to help with. Like I tell people all the time that I've made all the mistakes. Okay, let me help you. And when you have a coach, when you have somebody, when you spend time, because time is definitely more valuable than money, but when you
True.
spend time and you actually have someone that has done what you're trying to do and could teach it to you, it saves you with time. Okay.
Well,
And
that's
time,
me.
time can be money.
I believe in keeping it real simple. And you don't have to start everything from scratch. And I would say,
No.
District, even with our platform, when we first started this, we were just using Zoom live.
Gotcha.
And I think was it last year? It's been over a year now. You got to buy him a cup of coffee, y'all. He may talk about that later on.
Right.
And he actually is the reason we're using Restream. He was like, move from Zoom to Restream is real easy to use, and you can do
Right.
these things. Recommended like get y'all a little jingle for your opening, which we did. We actually got one of the guests,
Shy Speaks.
Shy
I
Speaks,
heard her.
you
Great
know,
job.
and she just had a conversation with me is what she did, and came back with a jingle in less than 48 hours. And so that type thing. Now I don't know when I'm gonna be eCam ready, because that's some stuff right there. I'm gonna stay
Right,
with
right, right.
Restream a
I
little
get it.
longer. So I just want you all to know Strick is very willing to help, and he keeps it real easy so you can understand it. And I would say to anybody, if you want to move from like Zoom or something else you use it to, like, this Restream to me has been very user friendly.
That's
Very
good.
user friendly.
That's
Very user
good.
friendly.
That's good. And then there's a reason. Let me tell you the number one reason why someone will make that jump, and I'll get back into the other things that you'll learn in this workshop. It's the resolution. Like one of the things that Zoom was doing at one point, their resolution was like 320.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have 1080 that you could do. Okay, 4K is like 2160. And then you have 1080. Then you have 720. That's
Mm-hmm.
Facebook will give you resolution of 720. And then 320, it's like less than that. Like it's so small that it's hard to see. So if you ever needed to have it on any other platform, you have to
Can.
blow it up, and it's very blurry and grainy. So if you want to have a little bit better, you want to look better, you want a better quality video, you have to step
Mm-hmm.
up into some of those other programs and softwares that will give you a better opportunity to be seen the right way.
Right.
Restream is one of those that will allow you to do that. So there's several others. You mentioned Ecamm, and I
Yeah.
also have another program called OneStream, and they're all higher resolution than what Zoom would be. That being said, with the workshop, I also will teach people how to garner an audience. Like this is a big deal. I know you guys are trying to figure out how you focus on your YouTube page. I'm
Yeah.
pushing everybody to YouTube because it's the best platform to monetize. And I have a free ebook that's called 10 Ways to Monetize Your YouTube Channel. And basically, there's so many ways to monetize. If you can just get people to go over there, get into the partner program. And even
Yeah.
if you're not in the partner program, it just is an easier way to archive your videos and then to be able to share. And then once you start doing that, more people see you. There's definitely ways you can monetize your own video even before YouTube starts paying you. So that's one of the things I try to help people with. And if you can focus your audience to go that way. So I'm telling everybody, no matter where you're watching from today, I have my Twitter page, my LinkedIn page, and my YouTube channel. I need you to go to the Conversation is Art YouTube's channel and subscribe to their channel so you can see every time they have a new show coming up. And I think it's every Thursday now, 7
Yeah.
p.m. Central Standard Time. You guys can see them. So no matter where you are, if you're on Facebook, if you haven't already subscribed, I need you to go to the Conversation is Art page.
Woo.
All right, and subscribe to their channel. We need to get them going over there. All right. And
Yeah,
then, of
for
course,
sure.
I teach people. The last thing we'll be teaching as part of the workshop is how to make yourself visible to brands or make yourself more attractive to brand deals. That is a huge thing. That's another way you can actually monetize your YouTube channel even before you're on the partnership program, because everybody is looking for influencers, even if they are micro influencers. So you don't have to have a huge following. You just need to have a great content that brands can see themselves using you to push their brand.
And you're so right, Strick. This happened with Valish, the WNBA
Mm-hmm.
was in Dallas. and one of her brands, as a matter of fact, Shy and her client, Outdoors and Black Women, because of that, Nissan had them at the game being influencers for their off-road um, cars and trucks and different things, and even their sports things. So as a
That's
result
awesome.
of that, they were working. But what better place to be working than at the
Right.
WB in a Final Four? And then they got to go to the championship game. And the great thing about that, with them being influencers, also Nissan also donated to an underprivileged community a world class outdoor basketball place, but it's of that high tech, whatever they put, this new stuff they put that can handle the weather and everything.
Uh-huh.
They made a donation. So you can also not just benefit yourself if you get the right influence and monetizing, but you can benefit organizations or causes that you're passionate about too.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But now, Strick, I want to go back. Let's back up because
Sure.
you want to always e-camming and had it going on. So tell the people how you started making content, and not so much. I'm not gonna say way long ago in your career, but when it became obvious what you could do with a phone.
So I have to start with me being a DJ. So I started
Okay.
March 5th, 2000 on 95.7 Jams on Sunday mornings doing the Gospel Jam show.
Okay.
Okay. And it evolved to me doing Strick City, which I started an organization, a nonprofit organization that would then go around the city doing what I call evangelistic concerts for kids. So I knew a lot of the local gospel artists, a lot of them were gospel rap artists, and I would have a collection of those artists go to different churches and actually do ministry. So they would do all of their music in the beginning, kind of like our praise and worship, and I would give like a evangelistic message at the end. And we did that for several years here in the
Okay.
city, and that's how I kind of got started. As that stopped and kind of slowed down, I really didn't do any content for a while. I switched from doing my content as far as being in the front and started doing my wife's radio show. All right, Block Party Radio. I just felt like where some of the doors was closing on what I was doing, doors were opening wide up for her, which
Okay.
means that every time we called a program director, they were like, yeah, we would love to add the show. They knew who she was as an artist. And some people was like, yes, before they even heard what we were doing. And to be honest with you, we're almost close to 10 years of her doing that show.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, actually, yes, I'm thinking it was 2013. Between 13, 14, we were doing that radio show.
Wow.
And so to be honest, we started so fast, we didn't really document what we were doing in the beginning. That's the reason why I don't know when we actually started. I know when I started my radio career, but I don't know when her first show was.
Show us.
I have no idea. I really don't. And I try to go back in the archives to see it, and I just can't find that first show. But it was a great program. People loved it, and we're still adding radio stations every year. So you can go on a Block Party Radio. Excuse me. It's kimscottmusic.com, and then there's a tab for Block Party Radio, and it can show you all the listings that she has there. Over 22 different radio stations that her show plays on.
Oh, and you all be sure I'm dropping all this into the chat. I put Kim's website as well as yours. Your what is it? Strict
Bio.
bio. Yeah, I put that in the chat as well, and also I put the direct link to the Block Party radio. Because look, y'all, we gotta
Awesome.
support, and I want to say this, you all. We just might as well say we are out of the pandemic, because the COVID's gonna be here with us. It appears, but I will say for you and Kim both, the pandemic was a blessing. So I tell people, not all bad things happen. I think it allowed, number one, it put us at a kind of standstill, and people had to stop for once in our true lives, like stop and not be able to move about, and you were able to focus on some things and maybe hone some skills that normally you would have been too busy to
Exactly.
do. So how did that
Exactly.
play a part with you, like branding? Because literally, of course, I knew Kim. I'm at church with Kim, and I knew Kim before church. But it seemed like in COVID, it was like boom, you and Kim both. Because now Strick, Kim was blowing up too, but now you start having people recognizing your skill and talent in this content creation world.
Right. So, I was playing behind the scene for so long. So I tell people I have two clients. My wife and my pastor. So big shouts out to Pastor Thomas Beavers. I mean, the goal of my role is to be supportive in service.
Yeah.
I'm like doing the odds and ends as like my job title there is pastor of ministries, and that handles every auxiliary of the church. So I make sure that all the auxiliaries are healthy, they're functioning, that we have
Yeah.
volunteers, that we have great leaders, that people are taken care of. And then through the pandemic, we actually lost two media people, like our
Right.
media people, we lost them. And I have a little bit of experience in that area, so I started to take that over and run it. And now we have somebody that's helping in that area. But before that, I had to do it. So really, for about 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it allowed me to focus more on the media and learn some things as I'm learning it inside of the church. I'm also streaming outside of the church, and as I was doing that, it kind of hit that button for me, just like doing radio, like for real. Inside of a radio station, you have a huge board of more than
Mm-hmm.
100 buttons. Like if you go in, it's like, how do you guys do all this? You don't press the
Yeah.
100 buttons. You would never use everything on the board, but you have to know the buttons that you do use and be efficient with that, even sometimes without looking. Well, it's just like for me streaming, and you have all of your different tools. I have this tool for my audio. If I use multiple mics and sound beds and all that kind of stuff, and I have a tool to be able to change scenes without me looking at a keyboard or using a mouse. So I have
Mm-hmm.
tons of equipment inside of my studio, and it took me some time. You were right, through the pandemic, really for the first 2 weeks. I was watching Netflix and having a good time and eating, and there wasn't any work to do because church was closed. So I enjoyed it. And then that after the second week, Val, I was thinking like, what am I gonna do? I can't watch TV all the time. So I wanted to start learning how to be better. So I decided, let me just do some training. And for a long time, I would watch YouTube and actually work out, and then I went from working out to finding some other content creators that were teaching on an ongoing basis how
Mm-hmm.
to stream. And then I went from learning from these people to finding a community of people. And I got into this community. And you guys are looking for brand deals. This is the absolute cheat code. I got in the community, and I was just a supporter of the community. I wasn't in there trying to get anything or posting all the stuff about me. I would go in and comment on everybody's stuff. I would go in and like if somebody did post. We started doing a challenge as a group. A friend of mine started doing a review. He asked me to come on. So for every night for like 2 weeks, we would go on and review everybody's challenge and encourage everybody on how well they were doing, or give them pointers or tips on how they can do it better. And
Mm-hmm.
Val, that catapulted me inside of the community. And there were other brands that were watching the community that
Yeah.
then called me to do some stuff in their brand. And the
That's
sky's the
it.
limit, to be honest with you. That brand is now paying me to build content for them. And
Yeah.
that's one of two brands that I actually work for on a weekly basis.
Okay, so let's dissect that a little bit straight. Now, did y'all hear what he said? He said he just started going on, listening in and commenting, not looking for anything, just
Right,
participating.
right,
And basically in a way sewing into this without
right.
even, well, number one, the game was, with you listening to what was going on, you were learning as
Right.
well.
I was learning.
However, because number one, you stood out to me probably as an astute student, somebody, oh, this guy right here is really serious about this. And I want to share this with people. You are being evaluated, whether you know it or not,
That's true.
outside of rooms. And in my work area in healthcare, I would often tell people, don't jump up and apply for a leadership job or something if you haven't led where you were. If you haven't offered to do anything extra, or you saw something that needed to be done and you said, okay, you know what? I handle ordering the supplies. People take note of those things, of you being a leader where you are, because leadership is not a title.
Right.
Leadership, y'all, is an action. It's an action, you all. And you don't have to have a title to be a leader.
Right.
So just remember that. You could be the CEO of the company and not the official leader that can actually influence people. So remember that. So now, Strick, you got to tell the folks, I looked up one time, I was like, Strick way down, traveling somewhere now after with these folks. Hey, he was jetting it, y'all.
Yeah. So I went to Orlando for a convention called PodFest, and a ton of my friends inside of the community were speakers. I wasn't speaking, Val. I wasn't. So thank God that I had the time to be able to break away and the funds to be able to go.
Yeah.
But just going there were more people that I had an opportunity to meet and talk to and to see in person. And again, when I get back, there are just more opportunity. People, I got a chance to meet DJ Strick. That's great. Doesn't mean much to me because I know DJ Strick, but for them, it's a big deal to some people. So it was just really cool to be able to go down that route. And I got to say this because I see a couple people chiming in, Michael Norman and definitely Kevin Cleveland. Big shouts out to you, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. And Miss Pierce early on said, hello to everybody. So hello to you as well. I'm actually looking at the chat over here. So it's really, really cool what you got going on here.
Yeah. And Michael, that's my brother. Hey, brother, that's my younger brother.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Liz. Look, that's my younger brother. I gotta get him because he don't. I'm gonna call you out, Michael. You don't call your sister like you out too. Now,
man, don't give him a hard time. Don't give him a hard time.
No, we had that conversation all the time. So you all look. YouTube is a university. You all.
Yeah, yes, it is.
That you don't have to show up, really take the test. You don't have to do anything but log on. You can watch it 24/7. It does not matter. And I learned a lot just even with our show, looking at YouTube. I look at Strick's information. Now, you were doing something with another gentleman. Are you all still doing that partnership?
We're not. So I'm still doing the show, but I don't have a partner anymore. So that's something that you learn going through it as well. Like, we met each other through the pandemic. We're still great friends. I still call him. He is extremely smart when it comes to equipment and how to set up stuff. But his life as he came out of the pandemic, took another turn.
Yeah.
And he didn't have the time and energy to be able to do the show. So I'm like, yeah, I'm still going to do the stream show. Let's go.
Now, what's your YouTube stream? Because I did not write that down.
So my YouTube channel is Strick City. So at Strick City. Okay. But I do a show on Ecamm Live YouTube channel. Okay. And on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. And then on Monday nights, I say 7 p.m. It's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's that's Ecamm Live. And you should be able to find that on YouTube.
That's on YouTube too.
That's on YouTube. And there's a playlist for the stream show on their YouTube channel. And that's what I do on Sunday nights. Okay. And then on Monday nights, I'm on One Stream Live YouTube channel. And that show is called The Streamers Hub. And again, at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And both, I'm doing a combination of teaching this software to their audience and helping content creators grow. So it's a combination. You always learn something different. So it's not always about their software. It's really using their software to create content, but more unless I'm going to give a content creator, whether you're using that software or not, some tools to get better.
But you said it's the streaming hub,
The Streamers Hub
the
on,
streamers.
yeah, the
Okay.
Streamers Hub, but that's on OneStream Live's YouTube channel.
Okay.
Mhm.
But you just everywhere. I
Well,
think I
it's a
missed.
great opportunity. So I found a niche and I teach people this. What happens is, think about this. I'm not a big time subscriber base. I got friends that have 1 million subscribers, people I know with 200,000 subscribers. That's not me.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I don't have that. I started with the pandemic, really focusing on YouTube. But you
Okay.
can't deny somebody that has skills and talent that's now on YouTube. So instead of saying, "Hey, I want to build my own YouTube channel," I decided to monetize my gifts and talents, which
True.
is I'm a great communicator. I said great. I'm a good communicator because of my background in radio.
Well,
So
you are strict. I would say that you all, as he said, he's the pastor of our ministries, in many ministries at our
yeah,
church.
all the auxiliaries. Yeah, right. I lead the auxiliaries. Yes, ma'am.
And he leads very well. Now go on and cash out me. I said it now,
I
Strick.
know
Go
it,
on cash.
right?
No,
I had to pay you for that.
no, honestly though, you all, I have the utmost respect for him, and how he does. And I always say he's very calm and measured. I mean, he's a funny guy, but if it's, in managing thing, if tensions start to rise, he is a very cool hand and can really settle things down because he can always keep you focused on the end goal in the big picture and the teamwork aspect of things, and like, wait a minute, let's focus on this. We trying to go down the street. We're not
Right,
trying to stay right here. So that's always something that's very helpful, especially when you're in a church. Our church is not like a super mega church, but it's a very large church, and
right.
just trying to make sure all of that runs real smooth, for everything. So you all great, great, great.
Thank you for saying that, man. I don't take credit for a lot of things that I do. I'm not like, I didn't go to school for any of this. This is what you learn through life. I'm one of those kind of people that had to hit their head against the wall so many times before they get it. And because I'm a very A-type personality guy. Like it's got to go this way. And I've learned over time that there's more than one way to do anything. So I have a great idea, but if I'm working with a team, what is the team think? Can
Yeah.
we do this together? I appreciate your input. Thank you for that. The team decided to do this. Let's go. Let's do it this way. Well, what about this? The team has already made a decision. Let's go together on doing it this way. And more importantly, the temperament, even when it's stressful, my wife would tell you she handles stress way better than I do. But when it's time to really go get it, that's when I feel like I could show up the best. I feel like in the pressure moments, it's kind of like people would tell you that worse than height, like being high, like people that are scared of heights. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are scared of public speaking, but
Yeah.
it is a
True.
gift that God gave me even as a young kid to be able to speak in front of crowds, and I actually get excited about doing it. Like
Great.
my brain slows down. Like I could think. And more importantly, if I'm leading the church, I'm actually at a place where I'm hearing what God says that I can share with the people. And it is, for me, I don't take a lot of credit for it. I don't like, oh, I'm not the best, but I know where the source is. And that for me, it makes the difference.
And that is. And of course, if y'all haven't figured this out, we are believers, and
Oh
if
yeah.
yeah, this show we're gonna talk about God, we're gonna talk about Jesus. It is what it is, and that's another advantage of having your own show. You can you can express what
Well,
you
you can
want to
tell the
express.
truth. You can tell the truth. Like people
Yeah.
say it all the time. I'll put you like this. People can search for a lot of success. All right. You can have tons of money and you will have looked back and said, I am successful. But a lot of times those people have such a hole in their lives that they're still searching for, that the money can't fill,
Yeah.
that the houses and the cars can't fill. And it's the only thing that can fill that space is a connection with the creator. And that allowing yourself to be connected to God will kind of fill everything. And I'm not saying it's a perfect life. You're still going to have issues and problems
True.
and tests and all of that. But when you have an opportunity to be faced with something that you cannot control, guess what? You
I'm
can put it
late.
in
Put your
God's
name up.
hands. I'm sorry.
I said I'm late. Put your name up.
Oh, it's
I got
okay.
excited interviewing you.
Oh, it is okay. You got my whole name up there. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Well, it was so funny. I was going through. He's DJ Strick. He's this Strick. This Strick. So finally, I went on. What is it? Your website. And that's how I
My
came
my
up with
wife
that.
my wife made me put my name on the website. So with what's that? Last December, I was honored with a honorary doctorate in Christian leadership. So I'm changing all of my stuff. It's Dr. Strick. Like slowly, I'm going from DJ Strick to Dr.
Dr.
Strick.
Strick.
So get ready for that.
So look, it's gonna the J is gonna become an R.
All right.
Okay, get
It's
that
just one
now.
letter. I'm just changing one letter.
one letter. So now with that being said, so you have this coming up Saturday, and you all it's FREE to you. Now
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
has a cost. It's just not being passed on to you.
Right.
So, and if you want to go out there and just Google how much you would have to pay for something like this, you all, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. So just join in. And I'm going to say this: if you want to perfect something or get better at something, you have to put in the time.
Right.
You have to put in the time to learn things. Now, I will say the one thing that being in the pandemic did for us was that it allowed us to lose some of for like expectation. Not that you want sloppy work, but people were so rigid that if someone made a little misstep on a video or something, they were like just tore up about it. We got to see people human side a lot now, and I think it helped us as a whole. As you know, we often say to give a little bit more mercy and grace to people when they don't necessarily get it perfect or they make a misstep or anything.
Right.
So, with that being said, for you going pre-pandemic and you in this world, do you feel like it's more stressful for you now, or it's easier for you now?
Well, I'm in a different place to where I'm building something, Val, that I
Okay,
haven't had a chance to build before. So
got you.
the stress that's in my life is I'm doing a lot. Okay. And I was watching something the other day and it said if you're not willing to spend 5 years or dedicate 5 years at something that you don't get anything out of it, you're not ready to be successful. So
Gotcha.
a lot of the people that we see in the content creator space, they're 8, 10 years into it. Like they've already hit several different waves to get them to where they have all of these people that are connected to them. There's some people that started in the pandemic that have 100,000 subscribers. They started day one and it hit and they kept going. Now that didn't happen to me. I'm on the grinding reel of making this thing happen. But along the way, I'm able to help people.
Yeah.
I'm able to pull other people into it. I helped a young lady, a friend of mine. I've known this lady for a very long time. She also is she was on TikTok and was getting great numbers on TikTok, but would go weeks at a time and not post. So I worked with her and said, okay, for 30 days, and this is a long time, 30 days, we're going to make content every day for 30 days. She's making content and putting it on her page. I'm making content and putting it on my page. She already had a great following. She just wasn't being consistent. Those 30 days, inside of those 30 days, she had one of her videos, TikTok videos, go over 1 million views.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. So, being able to help somebody like that just along the way, and not just her, my wife, woke up one Sunday morning, I'm telling her what to do. You know how it is when you're at home telling the wife, hey, this is what she can do. She decided to finally post one of her live videos. And within a month, that video had 1,000, 1 million views on Facebook as a reel. So she's
Yeah.
hit the million view mark. I mean, it's just unbelievable if you just can help people do certain things here and there. People that already have a little momentum, they just need some help. And that's what I really like to do. So, what I have a chance to do with this workshop is just I'm opening the doors to a lot of people because there's some people that I'm not aware of and they're not aware of
Yeah.
me that maybe I can connect with and then give them some tips to go to the next level. And you just never know what'll happen, who's there and how it goes and what they need. I've had some friends that based off of me advertising this, some of my friends that own companies,
Yeah.
hey Strick, can you help me? Now I can't help everybody, but some of these people got some, when I say they own companies, they are some big wigs. And
Yeah. You know
I
what,
just
Strick? I
know.
think about my daughter, and Valise approaches her business like that. She said, Mom, she said, I tell people, listen, even if somebody's in the same industry with me, it's enough money out here for all of us to make some money.
That's
So
true.
she's real big on helping other people out. And you didn't say this in detail, but you did something you said, hinted toward it. You all sometimes we got to go back to the old days. You remember how, especially in our community, your mama needed some flour and she went next door to get it. And sometimes you got the neighbors together, they pieced together everything they had to come up with a meal to feed all these children that were playing in the yard. So
That's
y'all,
true.
that's what we have to do. Everything is not about someone paying you. I'm reminded of a story Valise shared one time. She was out and about, and this young girl she was baking cookies, I believe. And it was a small event. Valise was having like less than 100 people. She was like, hey, would you be willing to say, I don't have any money to pay you because this is an up and coming business. We're having this little get together. Could you just bake some cookies? It's going to be like 2 cookies per bag. And initially, the young lady said yes. She says, opportunity to get out there's going to be some well-known people from Dallas were going to be there. And Valisa said she believed the girl went back and talked to some of her family, said, don't let them get over on you like that, yada, yada, yada. Well, she bailed the day before this event. So, Valise scrambling now, but she remembered she had gone to this other event and had this other girl's card. She called her, and she was a hairdresser street. Valise
Wow.
called her and told her, say, do you think you can come up? I think she did muffins, bake this many muffins by tomorrow and be here. And this is what happened. She said, let me call and reschedule my clients. The girl showed up, did it, quote unquote, for free. The rest is history. From that event, she started getting booked for all these people that came to this event with money for some of their major things. And Valise did reach back out to the other young lady. She said, this is what you missed out on. A little flour and sugar and some cream stop you from connecting with all of these big players. So y'all be willing to give in order to get. That's major.
It is major. And I'm finding this out too, Val. I haven't done a great job because I've been creating so much. Uh,
Uh-huh.
After I was in that community and I had a little success, I started to kind of outgrow the community just a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. But there are other people that I'm finding online that is the next level for me or the next several levels ahead of me.
Gotcha.
But I'm so attracted to what they're doing because they're giving free content, but they're giving free content to more of a collective of people that you should be around. Like there's some rooms that I haven't been in, Val, that I want to get in now, not just for me and for everybody else that I'm connected to.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do it right, and you get into a room, you allow that door to be open for somebody else.
True. Very
Now,
true.
I know I've helped some people, Val, that hadn't turned around and said thank you or nothing. I don't like that. I remember it. Like for people that are not thankful for the help that you do, but that still didn't allow me to stop and help somebody else. Like I give people chances. Like if I don't know, if I see you trying, I'm gonna give you some chances. Now I have some friends that say, "Hey, Strick," or I have some friends that would be just like, "Hey, Steve," like know me as Steve, and will call me and ask me for help. And my heart wants to help, But those people, because they know me so long, they're not appreciative of the help. You
I
know,
got you.
even when I tell them to do something, they'll even do what I told them to do, and they didn't even have to pay for the information. So I've started sending out links. Alan is not to be hands off with people, but at least you can do. If it's going to be free, you want me to help me, at least you can book the time.
True.
Don't
True.
just call me randomly. Just book. I'm going to send you a link, book the time. We can talk when I am free, and I'll give you what you need. Because a lot of times I want to handle it because I don't want to charge you anything. People can't really, some of my friends, I don't want to charge them. Okay.
Yeah.
But
And
I
you all,
want to
that's
give
the
you
that's the
free
buy you the
information
cup
on
of
my
coffee
time.
concept, right? Isn't that where you
So
got buy you the cup of coffee concept where you send the link?
So
And
that was another buymeacoffee.com is a site, and I want to share that with people. Just if you're a content creator and you want to monetize your content, you can actually go through buy me a coffee. I'm saying it right, like I'm not Southern. Buy me a coffee, and basically what it allows you to do is people can buy they can give you $5 through this system. Just tip you for what they may have learned while they're watching or listening to your content. So they can buy one coffee, two coffees. I mean, people have bought 10 coffees, all that other kind of stuff. But there's a way to monetize your content before you can actually get into the YouTube partnership program. So if you have an
wow.
audience of 10, 20, or whatever, just say, hey, buy me a coffee. It's $5. Buy me 3 coffees. Buy me whatever you want to tip me. You can do it through this system, and they just make it easy for those people. But inside of Buy Me a Coffee, there's blog posts, there's tips, and they're just anything that you want to put on that website for you. You can have it there.
Now, Strick, how did you find out about this buy me a coffee?
Part of our community. So
Okay, when you joined that community.
when I was in that community, we were all helping each other. So we
Okay.
had tons of people that wouldn't monetize from YouTube yet. Well, how can you still make money and not be on a YouTube partnership program? Well, this is one of the ways you can do it.
Wow.
So there are other ways. There are ways that people know called Patreon. Patreon is a big one for gamers. Well, they hold your money for like 2 weeks and they take a larger percentage. Buy Me a Coffee just came in. It was easy to use. It's kind of like your own website, and people can tip you through there. And at one point, they were using PayPal, but now I think it's just Stripe. But still a great program. If you're smart enough, you can do this through PayPal.
Yeah.
People can send you $5 through PayPal. But that's one of the ways that's how Buy Me a Coffee came up. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. So you heard that. So now straight to the point. If you're really serious about it, you'll go on his calendar, which I have, and make an appointment because he's pouring something into you. So he shouldn't have to run you down if you say you need his help
I
or
don't
would
run
like his
people down.
help.
Yeah.
No, nobody's gonna do that. But you know what, Strick, you remind me of a sermon I just listened to Tuesday, I believe. And going back to what you said, how you do think you share with people, you never hear back from them. And the pastor said, and I give him probably Pastor Jerry Flowers, Redefined TV said, that's because you want them to be you, and they're not.
Right.
So I'm like this. When I do things for people, it's like I really don't have any expectation. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's somebody I'm really close to, because people are fickle. Now, me, myself, personally, if someone do something for me, I try to be gracious and thank them and appreciate them and let them know even how it worked out or if it didn't work out or either, you know what, I got that from you and I decided, because sometimes you may think you want to do something and you realize, oh, no, this is not it.
Right.
And that's okay. And that's okay. So I'm going to be working on something because I have a concept that I had before I got on Conversation is Art, that something I've actually written that I want to transform to a platform. But at that time, I was like, I don't have a clue about any of this. So then I got asked to join Conversations Art. I said, okay, God, you answered that prayer. So getting some real-time learning lessons and education and all of this. And trust me, you all, I'm here by myself and Valton is not here. You know, Strick got that high-tech technology now. I don't have all that, but I can flip the screen and do all that. But you do need to be somewhat tech savvy. If you're not, you got to have somebody that is.
You got to find some people, and there's steps to it all.
Yeah.
I don't. You definitely want to scare people because I have taken a lot of my tech Val over time. I have reduced it. Like I
Yeah.
stopped doing a lot of transferring screens. People can get boring if you have great content. You don't
Yeah.
have to change a thing. Just make great content. So I use this example. It's two things I want to say. I want to get back. I want to talk about the example that I have. But before that, I want to encourage people to put as many seeds in the ground as they can. So when I talked about helping people, like it's a seed for me. All right. It's a seed to be able to help somebody else as much as I can. Now, if that person is not good ground, it's not my fault. I planted the seed. And sometimes there are harvests that comes from other people and not the person that you try to plant the seed with. So my heart is to help and to help many people. I do expect folks to at least say thank you. But if they don't, God has a way of making sure that I'm taken care of, which I am well taken care of. And I'm so thankful that God, even through some of my mistakes, have put me at a place where I can help other people. And the second thing is, if you're making content, there's a man, he's not with us anymore, but I would say altogether, maybe he was making content for 4 years. The last 2 years, he blew up. Kevin Samuels. People may know him from his work with talking to women, or they would say he talked down to women or whatever.
Bashing.
Women, however you may say what he was doing, women bashing. Like he was very polarizing in some of his comments. And this young man, just like in the last year, skyrocketed with his content.
Yeah.
When he started, what he went viral with, he was in the shadows. You couldn't see his face.
Yeah.
He was in the shadows. And the person he was talking to, her video was grainy. And that went viral. Why? Because of the content. The audio was good. You could hear what they were saying. And it was the content. It took him some time to get better lighting, to get better video, and all of that stuff. So I don't want people to get caught up in the flash. If you make good content and something that people could resonate with, that they could, we say your vibe will attract your tribe. Like if you really can connect with people, people will watch it. People will connect with you. Cut it up into small pieces, put it on your social media stuff. They'll find you. It'll be there. It may not happen overnight. Just keep going, keep posting. Just don't stop.
Yeah, and I think of two others. Kev on stage, he's big, popular now, but he'll tell you quickly, do y'all know how long I've been doing this? And of course, America's New Mom, Tabitha Brown was like, y'all, I was doing videos for a long time and wasn't nobody watching me but my family.
Right.
Right. And then that one day when she sat outside the Whole Foods and did a video in her car, as Strick said, if you got your camera, you got your video.
Right.
And she talked about a TTL, some vegan sandwich, and it blew up. And the next thing she knows, Whole Foods is like, hey, want to be our brand person? My daughter just had that experience with a medical condition she has called PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is very common. 1 in every 2 women have it, regardless of race. Okay. And she found them online. It's a group of doctors studying it. She started the treatment and started getting better. And she just started going on TikTok, talking about them. And someone from there saw it and started noticing the follow. And they was like, hey, so she's not getting per se paid because it's a paid platform. But it was like, okay, long as you do that, we got you. So because of her just simply sharing good news about a company, it's benefited her.
Right. That's awesome.
So y'all tell somebody. If you got a good product, somebody doing something good, tell somebody. You never know who may come tap. Who knows? You may say something strict, be like, hey, I got something you can do.
Listen, I'm looking for people to partner with. I'm looking for people to help. I'm looking for people that, I have a ton of people, Val, signed up for this workshop. I have experience with Zoom. Zoom is going to be fine. I do have a moderator, but what's wrong with having two moderators?
Well, I'm gonna
What's
say
wrong with
this.
supporting somebody else?
Look, make sure you got the package to where you can have all the people on. I have signed in for Zoom, and people like, oops, we forgot to have a Zoom number increase so everybody could get in.
I think I have enough. I'll definitely check that before Saturday. Good looking
Yeah.
out.
But look, I'm gonna tell you what y'all do. See what I've learned to do. I log on 15 minutes and I just sit there in the waiting room. I
So
log in
make sure you
early.
get in.
That's right. Make sure I get in. But a lot of
That's
people don't
smart.
think about that, those type things. But you learn.
Yeah.
It happens and you learn. So Strick, our time is almost up. So I'm gonna leave this. I want you to
You
do
want me
one
to
more thing
sing
for me.
now? Is that what you want me to do, Val? Is
Yes,
that what
that's
you
what I
asked me
want
to
you
do
to
to sing
do.
everybody out?
I didn't introduce you as a singer because I
You
was
should
saving that
have.
for the finale.
Okay.
For
Okay.
the finale. I
Okay.
actually should have pulled up the song you did with Kim and played it at the end.
Hey,
It's
listen,
really
that was a real one. So if people want to know, I am a recording artist as well. Val, you don't know this because it's way before we met, but I do have or had a CD out called Strick City 24/7, the compilation. And because I was working with artists across the city, everybody gave me a song or two, and I put it on this compilation. And as we were touring these different churches, we were selling CDs. And one of my, I don't have it, I need to find it because I
Go
work with
find it.
some
Go
local
find
people,
it.
and I don't think that some of the music is aged, but some of it is still good stuff.
Well, look, I put your beautiful wife's comment on there. I had to.
There you go. I almost made it without him mentioning it, but why not? Like, if you're a great talent, like I am singing, I should be able to tell the world that I'm a great singer.
And I'm gonna tell you the really real reason why he doesn't do a lot of collabs with Kim, because he don't want to make her flute playing be seen less than, because
Listen, I don't
his
want to do that.
voice, his Barry White voice would overshadow that, and people would actually forget that she's even on stage with her flute. If
You
you
speak
ever
truth,
heard
Val.
Strick's voice,
You speak truth, Val. That's true. I'm looking out for her. I'm playing the
always.
background just for her.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yes,
So look,
ma'am.
Strick, we're about to close this out. So, what is the one thing you wish you had known in starting this that you like to share with people?
From a content creator standpoint,
Yeah, content creator.
well, when you were asking me that in the beginning, I'm such a preacher at heart. I had to give you what my first mind is, and it's in life, guys. Like, if I would have known the power of prayer early on, I would have been praying a whole lot harder, a whole lot earlier in life. I'm telling you, that is one of the keys to success, is being able to get on your knees, and especially doing it before God puts you on your knees, okay? And when it comes to content creation, consistency is important. Just don't stop. It's not going to be good. Like, when you start, it's not going to be good. All right? Nobody had a great video the first one. Just keep going. Keep making it. Keep learning. Be a ongoing learner, and don't allow slight embarrassment. What you think, like, don't think so much of yourself that you're going to look like the Fox 6 News every time you go live. That's not going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. You have to learn, because we're streaming at home. Your cable could go out. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Just start it back up. And hey, guys, I'm back on.
Yeah.
We all have done it. Like, there are people that I know. I've started a show and my microphone was muted. Camera's not on. Tons of things happen. You got to be able to roll with it. Be consistent. Tell your audience, hey, I'm going to be on this day at this time. Be on that day at that time, no matter what, and do it over and over and over again. And the success you want will come.
Yeah, Strick, you reminded me of an incident with me. I had tested, we were up in the mountains, tested about an hour and a half to do the show, got ready to start the show. It would not connect. Thankfully, I had my tablet. Now,
Gotcha.
what me using my tablet did, I could not utilize some of the things I had planned. Nobody knew that had happened. And it was kind of like, okay, what am I gonna do? I was down to, okay, if the tablet don't work, I'm gonna do it with my phone. And like you say, you still go with it. Still
Still
go
go.
with it. That's it. So
That's true.
look, let me drop this back in here one more time for them, Strick. If you all want to join this on this Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be hour and a half to 2 hours. Make sure that you sign up so you can get this, because it's free for you, but Strick has already paid the price.
I definitely paid the price. I made all the mistakes to be able to give you some great content on Saturday. 10 a.m. is free. So if you go through this link, you can actually sign up and register. The link will be sent to you, and we'll hang out. So I would love to see you.
Okay, you all have a good night and take care.